picked up these 2 copies of Pokemon at a recent vintage fair thing, and yeah, took them home. They both work, they're really nice, but the batteries don't work, so it's going to be a quick one. I'm going to tear these down, change out the batteries, and hopefully I'll get them back to being used again. So yeah, let's do that. So yeah, we've got a copy of Pokemon Blue. This was, fun fact, the first Pokemon that I played back in high school. Still one of my absolute favorites. I don't know why I chose blue over red, but here we are. This one also looks like it was, yeah, owned by Matt McCafferty. I don't know who that is. Someone. Hopefully they thoroughly enjoyed it as much as I did back in the day. And this is Pokemon Crystal. This is for the Game Boy Color. I don't know if that'll come through there. There you go, Game Boy Color. I never actually played this one. So yeah, I skipped over this entire generation, went straight from the regular ones, the red, blue, and yellow on the original Game Boy. Skipped over the Game Boy Color era and went straight to leaf green, I think, on the Game Boy Advance. But yeah, neither here nor there. Let's crack them open. So now, being Game Boy games, these are protected by a game bit. I think that is the 3.5mm, 3.8mm, I should say, sorry. Let's get into them. They should both, as with all Game Boy cartridges, once they're open, they do need to slide the front down like that, and then you can just lift it off and reveal the PCB underneath. It should pop out pretty simply, and there we have it. That's the original battery that we'll be looking at replacing. With the Game Boy Color ones, this one's, there we go, it's a little bit stiff. This, oh god. I'll give that a clean before I put it back together. But yeah, same thing. There's the cart. And yeah. Ooh. Didn't notice that before. God, that's gross. Yeah, let's give this one a clean before I do anything. Let's do the blue one first, shall we? So pretty cool having a look inside these old carts. There's the Nintendo, copyright 1998. Really beautiful PCB. Pretty straightforward stuff. I'm not 100% sure on exactly which is which. One of these will be the ROM, one will be the SRAM. Yeah, I don't know which ones, but yeah, there you go. There's some other stuff for memory management that the Pokemon definitely needed because it was a very big game. Yeah, pretty cool. Alright, first of all, let's get this old battery out. So, what I'm going to do is going to flow a little bit of fresh solder on both of these joints to start with. Okay, and then I'm just going to use my pliers. I'm going to hold it down with my pinky under here. Use my pliers, apply heat, and lift. And then we'll do the same on the other side. And it's the battery out. Now, I will also then just clean up the excess solder on these pads with a bit of solder wick. And I'm not just saying solder to mock Americans, this is actually called solder wick. Actually not wicking up because I'm not getting enough heat through the iron here, so I'm just going to have to linger for a little bit. There we go. Okay. Give that a quick wipe down with some IPA. And then bring in a replacement battery. So these you can source pretty much anywhere, but yeah. Now, one thing to note, the battery that was installed on there, I mean it's marked on the board here, this is negative and this is positive. The battery that was marked there was installed previously. In my instance, I don't know if this is your replacement instance, but the tabs are actually upside down. So when I install this, I'm going to need to make sure it is in the right orientation. The positive here, you can see there, is actually the terminal that's flat, whereas the terminal that's flat on this replacement battery is the negative, whereas that was the bent one before. So yeah, just be mindful of that. And you can tell on this battery, it does say plus right there, and this is a CR2032 pre-tabbed. Yeah, so just something to be aware of. Anyway, pop that there. That will go down like so, in the right slot, negative on there, and let's just hold that in position and flow the solder that's there on. Put a bit of freshie on. Make sure that's nice and flush. Get one terminal down, do the other one. And when that side's done, we'll just come back and reflow this side. And that's it. That is battery installed. Now we can put it back together. So I'm just going to give this a quick wipe down. What I'll use is just a bit of cloth and some Windex spray and wipe here. What I want to do as well, I want to preserve old Matt's name here, so I'm just going to be very careful not to hit that side, because that is, in my opinion, preservation rather than restoration. I don't want to, you know, it's a copy of Pokemon. It's not a priceless Mona Lisa or anything. So, you know, I don't want it to. I want to keep its history alive. And you know, that game was owned by someone at some point in time. So I'd like to keep that memory attached. So I'm just going to clean where possible without. So like on this side, I'm going to use a completely dry cloth to give it a wipe, whereas the alcohol in the Windex would actually strip that completely. Now on the front as well, you just have to be careful with these labels. Don't use too much the Windex, because that can also get it too wet and damage the sticker. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay. Put it back together. As always with screws when going into plastic, turn it backwards until you hear a click. There, it was there. And then screw it in. So what that does is when you're turning it backwards, you're making sure that the threads from the screw can actually click into where the threads were cut into the plastic previously, so that when you tighten it back down, it's not actually cutting new threads and damaging all the plastic, it's going into the existing ones. So yeah, let's put that off to the side and tackle this disgusting guy. So at this point, there's nothing sentimental on this. This is just a regular cut, so I am going to clean this fully. I'm not actually sure what that is, but it's not coming off. Let's do the work on this board. So, same process as before. Alrighty, looking good. Okay, I'm just going to pop this back together now, but I will be pulling this one back apart in a little bit to give this a proper clean. And there we have it. Nice and quick. 2 Pokemon cart batteries replaced and ready to live on another day. Thanks for watching.